Alright, hey guys, and welcome back to the channel for another video. I hope you're all having an amazing weekend and enjoying some Star Wars games. Today's video isn't exactly one that I was expecting to make this weekend, but as a lot of you may have seen, there are some Battlefront 3 leaks and rumors popping up left, right, and center, and there's a lot of people talking about it. Now with this said, I'm going to start this video by saying there is absolutely nothing in regards to Battlefront 3 that has been confirmed by anyone, and all the things being discussed in this video are merely rumors and speculation. So I just wanted to make that clear before we get started. I wanted to make this video because with the way the internet is, and games journalists and other social media outlets from Twitter to YouTube and beyond will try to spin this information to benefit themselves. So what I'm going to be doing today is looking at the things that people have been talking about with a potential Battlefront 3 and kind of giving my opinion on these posts and talking through my thoughts on these so-called leaks. Anyways, the big one and the main one that we're going to be talking about today, and it seems like everyone is talking about at the moment funnily enough, is this completely random Reddit post about Battlefront 3 being in early development despite having no resources or evidence to back it up. Now this is where the internet sucks, because reading this post, a lot of people are going to be getting super excited and hyped thinking that Battlefront 3 is confirmed when in fact that's not the case. The Reddit post in question comes from Def Not a Game Dev titled Battlefront 3, Fallen Order 2 and more to be announced this year. The post reads that Battlefront 3 is currently in very early development. DICE is trying to reinvent the Battlefront franchise. Expect an announcement for the third Battlefront in the first half of the year. It'll be a logo reveal but no gameplay. Fallen Order 2 is farther into development than you'd think. Respawn's been working on the title since before the release of Fallen Order, and an announcement for Fallen Order 2 will also happen this year in the second half of the year is most likely. It also goes on to say that random noteworthy things are that the Ubisoft massive open world title is an MMO with tons and tons of content. It also states that EA has quite a few titles in development, but with their track record there's no way of knowing what will and won't be released or even announced properly. He also says that there is a KOTOR remake in the works and EA is not working on it. So what we're going to do here is we're going to start with the first line about reinventing the Battlefront franchise. This does make sense, as there is still some people that see Battlefront 2 as a pay-to-win game, as it was at launch. However, it is far from that now and has been for a long time. In saying that, this would be really smart to possibly rename or rebrand the Battlefront franchise by possibly stating from the creators of Star Wars Battlefront franchise, insert new name here, blah 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 blah. Do you know what I mean? Like reinventing it in a new way, but still knowing that it's part of the Battlefront franchise. I do think this part of the post is actually very possible. The second line stating expect an announcement in the first half of the year with a logo reveal, but no gameplay. It kind of annoyed me, this line, because literally anybody on the internet could have made this up and posted it on Reddit with literally no credibility, no resources or anything. So make sure you guys take this line with a grain of salt. The original poster is probably just making an educated guess, with EA Play being in the next few months that something will get announced. The third line about Fallen Order 2 being further into development than we thought, and the fourth line stating that it will be announced in the second half of the year just doesn't make sense. For starters, if this game is closer to being finished than the supposed Battlefront game, why is it being announced first? That's what's confusing to me. You'd think it would be the other way around. The post then also touches on the open world game by Ubisoft being an MMO, and that the KOTOR remake is in the works but not by EA. Now both of these pieces of information again could literally just be written by some troll behind a keyboard. However, it could also be true, but I definitely won't be getting my hopes up on anything from this Reddit post. Now that we've touched up on each of these points from the post, I think it's important to understand why we shouldn't get our hopes up just yet. The fact of the matter is that myself, any other YouTuber, a games journalist, or some random Timmy or Billy down the street could jump onto their laptop or their computer, get on Reddit and type out this post. The post has absolutely no source material and even less credibility, as the user's account that posted this was literally created yesterday. So not only do they not have a track record of any leaks previously, they've also just gone in and typed out something that anyone in the world could jump on their laptop or computer and type out. Now don't get me wrong, I would absolutely love for all of these things to come true. However, I'm not going to get my hopes up over a random Reddit post. In saying that though, if I am wrong and this turns out to be true, I give each and every one of you that watches this video full permission to roast me and put me on blast, because I would be so over the moon happy that not a single single negative thing that you guys would say would touch me. It wouldn't affect me at all because I would be so happy that these things are true. In closing though, I just want to say that I love Star Wars games and I love Battlefront. I do really hope we get an announcement for these games this year. However, I don't want you all to be tricked and disappointed if it doesn't. At the end of the day though, it is your decision what you choose to believe, but try to make sure it has some supporting evidence. If I had some advice to give to you guys, it would be to wait for EA Play and see if something gets announced then through the proper channels. Anything you see in a YouTube video that doesn't have reliability or source material, anything you see in a Reddit post, a Twitter post, or anything like that, unless it's from official EA Star Wars or, Lucasfilm Games or the direct channels that are going to be posting about these things, I really wouldn't believe it. Take it with a grain of salt when you see this stuff, because there are people out there that just want to take this and use it for their own advantage. In saying all of this stuff though, I do believe that that first line from the post could potentially be true. And again, on his part, it's probably just an educated guess, but I do see that EA would potentially like to reinvent the Battlefront franchise and try to rebrand it or at least recreate it in a way that doesn't have the stigma around it that it did from 2017. When the game launched, it obviously had huge issues, the pay to win, the microtransactions, and every other issue that was wrong with the game. So many people still have that bad taste in their mouth and still think that Battlefront is all about that. It's really not, and it's come so far, and all the new players are getting to experience it for what it is through the Epic Store, and the numbers have been absolutely incredible on who has downloaded the game this year, and the amount of new and low level players that I see in the game is really a sight to see, and I'm really happy for it. So I do hope we get a Battlefront 3 announcement, but I don't think it's going to come from a random Reddit post. So with that said, I hope this shed some light on my thoughts around the Battlefront 3 leaks and rumors that are hanging around. I'm going to get out of here. Let me know what you guys think about all of this down in the comments. Make sure you do something nice for someone today. I will see you all in the next video, and may the Force be with you, always.
The Sith are all powerful. You are no match for me.